Trump and the people in his orbit love to sue anybody who dares to disagree with them or defy their orders.
It creates a chilling effect, right? Like, I'm sure, we're all in media, and I'm sure everyone has gotten a very aggressive defamation training.
I don't.
Because now they're suing everyone for everything.
I don't recall that.
Yes. I'd call your lawyer then, but it's like, and because, and the sense is that there's someone is watching you and they are going to make, and even if they can't win the case, they can get your case either to discovery, they can just make you pay a bunch of money and lawyer fees, and for media, it's like, this is Trump suing Ann Selzer for an incorrect poll in an election he won, right?
Right. That's the Iowa pollster who said that he was doing worse than he was actually doing.
But still winning. Right?
But still winning. Yeah,
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And like that could have bankrupted the newspaper there if they eventually dropped that suit. And that affects everyone. It affects every company now has to make a decision. Like, we have just been through this with media companies. Like, is it worth, should you just settle and maybe pay a price for it over the course of your business or not? Right. Like, you have talked about this a lot. And it does, some people will stand up. Wilmer Hill stood up, folks in the media have stood up, but not everyone stands up. Right. And you have to do that. And then now everyone in society is doing that cost benefit analysis of, is this worth the potential blowback that I am going to get if I become targeted?
And by the way, it's not just about the people that are on the air. And we saw that ABC paid 15. CBS, we just saw, paid 15 for a nothing just to get that merger through. And by the way, the FCC chairman, getting back to our guardrails, posts like Colbert and CBS, like the FCC chair, the guy who's responsible for this, is just out there like, yeah, motherfucker, how's my taste? Like,
I missed that one. That one I missed.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Did President Trump have anything to do with the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show?
Well, here's what's important to keep in mind is a broader dynamic. When President Trump ran for election, he ran right at these legacy broadcast media outfits and the New York and Hollywood elites that are behind it, and he smashed the facade that these are gatekeepers that can control what Americans think and what Americans can say. And once you do that, you've exposed the business model of a lot of these outfits as being nothing more than a partisan circus. And so I think there's a lot of consequences that are flowing from President Trump deciding, I'm not going to play by the rules of politicians in the past and let these legacy outfits dictate the narratives and the terms of the debate. And he's succeeding. Just look at what's happening. NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is getting cancer. You've got anchors and news media personalities losing their jobs. Again, all of this is downstream of President Trump's decision to stand up. And he stood up for the American people because the American people do not trust these legacy gatekeepers anymore. And all of this, I think, is consequences of that broader dynamic.
Okay, I asked you a very direct question. I did not hear a yes or a no in your answer. I heard a maybe.
Yeah, ultimately, these are business decisions for CBS to make and for these outfits to make. And I'm, shocked at the type of stuff that you just played, they don't find to be in their profitable business interests.
And you said ABC is going to take action. What do you expect that action to be?
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, hopefully this journalist will either be suspended or terminated. You cannot go on these unhinged rants against administration officials and the president of the United States. And then clearly he knew he was wrong because he deleted the post as soon as he allegedly woke up this morning.
You don't like certain speech. The best speech for wrong speech is more speech. The best speech for false speech is true speech. That's how it works. You have a debate and you trust we, the people, to figure it out, not some.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I'm inspired by your First Amendment passion. You are the you are the Jon Stewart Mill of the House of Representatives and the Voltaire of Congress, and you put me in the mood of Justice Brandeis. But I want to ask.
Stop there.
No, I got to keep going a little bit because I have to know whether or not your First Amendment passion and principles, which I take to be completely true, and I've always known that about you, extend to one citizen named Donald Trump. Now, let's talk about Donald Trump for a second, okay? He is, after all, I think, the President of the United States. And check this out, okay? Everybody in this room who's sitting on this side of the dais is a politician, okay? We have people say stuff about us and say stuff about our rivals and our opponents all the time. I don't know if there's anybody here who's ever sued anybody in politics for libel or defamation? I'm taking that no. I imagine a lot of us have felt like, have you? Well, I'll be curious to hear about that later, Mr. Isa. But the vast majority of us don't sue people even when we feel really aggrieved by the mean things that people say. And yet, Donald Trump gets to be president of the United States, and suddenly he decides he doesn't like Jim Jordan's approach, which is the answer to bad speech is good speech. The answer to false speech is true speech. The answer to nonsense is the dialectics of expression. That's the spirit of the First Amendment. Well, check this one out. Donald Trump personally suing CBS for $20 billion. The president of the United States is suing CBS for $20 billion. Why? What did they say about him? Did they lie about him? Did they defame him? No, it has nothing to do with him. It has to do with the way he thinks they unfairly edited a video conversation with Kamala Harris. He said that the way the video looked in the commercial for 60 Minutes was different from the way she appeared. The president of the United States is suing them for $20 billion and ordering the FCC, which is part of the U.S. government and under his unitary executive theory, reporting directly to him like a monarch. He's ordered them to go out and investigate CBS. And meantime, his close friend is trying to take over Paramount. And so he's, of course, completely entangled on the business side. That's not the first time. He did it to ABC with George Stephanopoulos, which settled a suit for him for, I think that one was $15 million. The president of the United States is shaking down the media.
It's like school bullies using threats of violence to force people to hang out with them so they feel popular. Certain companies are already bending the knee, going along with his whims in hopes of staying in his good graces, but they're betting on the wrong future. The ones who refuse to play along and stand their ground will ultimately be vindicated when we collectively wake up to what's been happening. And that wake up is coming. When the full weight of his policies hit people's lives, he's going to be far more unpopular than he already is. That's why he's scrambling now to quash dissent and silence critics. Once reality sets in and his base starts to feel the loss of their rights, healthcare, social security, privacy, 401k, he won't be able to control how they see him, and that loss of control terrifies him. If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?